Folk is not and should not be viewed as a news source. Any names, places, or likenesses mentioned are purely fictional, and any information discussed is purely speculative. Guest opinions are their own and do not reflect those of anyone else. Where in the Folk is not responsible for content accuracy of any stories that are told or what people do with these stories. This show is vulgar, sometimes graphic, and due to its content, it should not be viewed by anyone, actually.
Welcome to another episode of Where in the Folk. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Oh, wait, week. I always do that wrong.
Week.
Because you know why? Working is my weekend. That's my fun time. And the weekend is just one of those dreary things I have to get through until I can get back to work.
Not mine.
So, there's been some wild stuff happening around here, but I don't want to get into it.
Is there any updates on
Mr. Harvey?
Yeah.
No, not since the new attorney has came out. I haven't heard much. I say from this point on, everything's going to get a lot more hush-hush. And we'll see what happens when it goes to some kind of trial. That's really where we're at with it. I don't foresee any real justice. But this guy, the attorney they got, he represented the family of Breonna Taylor and Floyd,
George
Floyd, and things of that nature. So we might see some kind of outcome of it and some kind of justice. I mean, right now, you know, we don't know anything, which is the worst part of it because they didn't have any cameras. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they had just had their cameras on and it was justifiable, then yeah, sure. Okay. Another tragic incident. Hey, Morgana.
Sorry for the lateness.
No, you're fine.
No worries.
But, you know, the only thing with the way that they approached it, the only thing anybody can think is this is shady as shit. You know, that's
Yes.
So I'd like to get started with a Friday feel good. I'm just going to read it straight from the news article. It's called the Straits Times Asia.
Okay.
I've been looking around the world for news articles to bring to you all. So a young woman walked into a Bandung in Indonesia. She worked where she was working, and her nose ring had got stuck in the back of the mesh of an office chair. If any of you work in an office, you know how those office chairs are.
Yeah.
Now, there was a TikTok video of the incident, which I don't have, which shows this lady going like, it sounds like what it is. Her nose ring got caught in the back of the chair. They end up having to call the fire department. Now, the mesh chairs, the ones I'm thinking of are all like cloth, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to know what kind of mesh chairs they have in Indonesia because they had to like break out jaws of life essentially to get her out of this. Like,
Wow.
yeah, they had to take her to a nearby fire station first off, and then they had to use a heavy tools like chainsaws and axes to break the mesh on the back of this chair to get her nose ring out of it.
That's nuts.
Yeah. I don't, and my whole thing is they don't really go into detail of how she did it. How did she get stuck in the back of a chair? Did she fall?
I guess you could have been like leaning over picking up papers or something. I don't know.
No, at one time my face was heavily pierced, like everything. I had both eyebrows, I had septum ring, I had 2 corner lips, I had the labrae, I had the big gauges in my ear. I looked like a freak.
Easy.
Hey, easy, what up?
Easy.
And I never got stuck on anything, ever. I got in fist fights and didn't get stuck in anything. Didn't get anything ripped out or nothing. Like, I don't understand how that would happen, but
She must have got into a Royal Rumble with the chair. I don't know.
I think the chair came out ahead.
Yeah.
a They got pictures. I'll just go ahead and present the actual thing here. They tried to use Vice scripts. Let's see. I don't know what they're doing with I guess they cut out a section of the chair here because now I'm looking at the pictures. Let's see. This is what are they doing to her?
Hey, Landa.
Oh, okay. This is a weird looking back of a chair. That ain't a mesh at all. Look, there they are with X. Stand still.
That's so crazy. Like,
What the hell was she doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude.
It looks like she was playing peekaboo with somebody.
Right?
Peekaboo.
That's if somebody, it was bring your kid to work day in Indonesia, and she was.
Yeah. That's. I guess that's not too far off. I think women are really taking the Friday feel goods this week because the one that I had was that a woman 25 years of age is facing jail time after bombarding her boyfriend's ex with videos of her farting.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, this is happening in Britain because they, jail people over this kind of thing. But it says that this is the first ever cyber farting case in Britain, and that she bombarded the victim with several videos of her passing wind that was deemed indecent or grossly offensive by prosecutor Diane Williams. And she was telling this to the magistrates. So it goes on. It says, let's see. The lawyer, I guess, said that at the time she sent these videos, she had some drinks, and so she sent them, understanding now that this has caused the victim distress. Evans was handed a 12-month community order and defended her actions, branding the case as petty. She said, "I never thought farting would land me in court. I think the sentence is a bit excessive and dramatic. We are living in a snowflake generation. I sent the messages on WhatsApp. I do have regrets, but I wouldn't have thought I would be in court for something like this. I think it's pretty petty, and she's learned her lesson. But she's got to pay £100 in compensation and £199 in court costs."
My thing about it is there's people in America that make damn good money for selling farts in jars.
Right?
Yeah.
Which, hey, to me, that says a lot about the people who are stupid enough to pay for this crap.
Oh, yeah.
But, wow.
I mean, in some instances, I mean, this would be flattery. It's like, this is a good art piece.
Yeah, she's trying to lure the ex back. It's hilarious.
But I mean, but if anybody wants to do this, to Tully, I just dropped his phone number in the chat there.
Stop. I'm sure if you go back far enough, you can find my phone number on an episode. I'm bad about blurting it out to guests.
Yeah, man, give me a call. Okay,
So-
I want to say something. Ladies,
Okay.
y'all are making us look really bad this week.
You're on fire this week.
Right? Let's get an extinguisher out.
I want to see the videos. I mean, let's see how bad these are.
Yeah, we get to see how offensive they are.
She got a 2-year restraining order too, and she's got to do 60 days of alcohol abstinence. Man, being sober for 60 days just because you farted a few hundred times—that's horrible.
So, to get into the news cycle a little bit, I think this is probably going to dominate the conversation for a while. But this collision between the helicopter and the plane, I don't know if you guys have had time to really look into it, but there's some weirdness going on. And maybe somebody can find the video. I'm not sure how to readily find it, but Just a few, it may have been like 2 months. I don't know if you remember this, but Lockheed Martin, like a month or two ago, was bragging about remote controlled Blackhawks. I think we covered it, but there's a video like where they're literally bragging about making these remote controlled Blackhawk flights. So that was like before they started disclosing everything about the incident. That came to mind immediately. But so on the plane, I guess, was a bunch of figure skaters.
Yep.
And what's crazy, a story that I heard on this. So back in like the 60s or 70s, another plane crash killed a bunch of skaters in Brussels. I almost said Russia. But apparently, when this collision happened a few days ago, something odd happened in Brussels as well. Like all of their systems were malfunctioning. So some people were like, drawing like parallel universe and, all this craziness. But that's neither here or there. The official narrative is that obviously the Black Hawk and an American Airlines collided, killed all 67 people aboard the two craft. And this was reported, but there was also apparently, is that just footage of the collision?
Yeah, this is, it's really horrible that people lost their lives, and we don't like to.
True. We don't want to be insensitive, but there are.
Right here, you're going to see the helicopter come from here, and this is the plane, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, watch this.
And I could show you, let me pull up, I think it's really important to look at the air traffic control radar too, because
something really strange about it. Like, it's almost like a beeline. You know what I mean? Like it's like straight toward it. And, with air traffic control and everything the way it is, everybody should know where everything is at in the sky at all times anymore. They track everything. They track flocks of birds. And I really can't wait to hear what they're saying caused this, honestly.
Okay. So right there. So you'll see, you'll see a CA start to blink above both names. These are crash alerts that air traffic control would be screaming at both aircraft about. So just watch above the names. You'll start to see the crash alerts pop up. There's one. So it's blinking, and these air traffic controllers would literally be screaming at both of them. And it's amazing to me that even with air traffic control and everything, you've got at least this is 40 something seconds long.
Yeah.
So you've got at least a minute of crash alerts where they're like probably screaming at all parties involved to change course.
I read in one article, and like I said, and I've been tied up today, so I didn't get to follow up on it. But they said that they only had one air traffic controller on duty, whereas normally there would be two in there. Like I said, but I did not get much further than that.
Got you.
I mean,
which is still, you would think there would be things going off, alarms and stuff inside that booth to make them look.
For sure, even if
it was
one.
only one person, right?
So this is the flight path, and it'll start to zoom in as it gets closer. But check out, like, as it gets close, how it kind of diverts from the flight path too. This is the airline. So here it overshoots where it was supposed to turn in. And then as they're making their approach, it looks like it's straight shot, right?
Well,
to get back on track.
Easy said that all the other flights came in on runway 1, but this was only one asked to use runway 33.
Yeah, check this out. Like you can see the path intended. They've already overshot that, so you can see he could just go straight in, and he starts to divert, or she, I don't know who, the pilot diverts from the path, and as they're crossing the river again is when the incident happens. So they were off course to make that happen. Like
well, if what Easy's saying, if they were told at the last minute that he come in on a different runway, then that would explain it. They're just making a loop back around.
Well, even that's suspicious, though, is what I'm saying. Like I don't know, but have you all seen the UFO stuff?
Which one? I mean,
directly related to this.
No, I haven't seen that.
So let me see what I got here. We're gonna need audio for this one.
That they did get the black box today. Of course, that doesn't mean anything. You know, they may never release.
Oh yeah, Easy. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of all the other strangeness that I've heard. Surveillance footage, like the surveillance footage that you just showed, is apparently the only angle that's being released.
I seen one that was way better, like in the hours after, that somebody had personally shot.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it looked choreographed. Like, I'm not saying that was, but it did. Like, it's just bam.
All right, I'll play this guy talking about. There was a witness that said that they saw a what appeared to be a shooting star before the crash, and then I'll show a video of what I believe was filmed there as well. But I'll just play this for just a few seconds. Let him give some background.
Something is not adding up about this crash that happened in Washington, D.C. Y'all need to take a listen to what this eyewitness said he seen before the crash happened. And then I'm going to tell you my input on why this is all suspicious. And once again, I want to give my condolences to everyone who was affected in this tragic event that happened last night at 9 p.m. Y'all, take a listen.
Tonight, I was with my girlfriend at the park, at Gravelly Point Park, right next to Reagan National Airport, and we were eating dinner, just as normal, taking a nice view. And
watch what you say,
noticed the planes started having regular patterns, and they all kind of dispersed from the regular landing patterns. We looked up in the sky before that, and we saw these white flare. What do you think when you saw these white flares? We didn't think much of it. We thought they were like shooting stars. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but
that's enough background. So I'll pull the video up and let you decide what this is. I don't know. It's definitely irregular. Some people were like, you're just seeing Starlink, but it doesn't behave like Starlink or SpaceX, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'll share. I don't need audio for this one. Let's see. So here's.
That don't look like Starlink.
So it's got a tail at first. The tail starts to go away, almost like it's getting into the atmosphere or something. And then it looks like it slows down. The camera's kind of shaky.
I mean, that could have been a comet or whatever, meteorite. Well, I don't know. I don't know the scientific terms. It could have been a rock falling from.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I don't know. That's weird. I'm running out of battery. Oops.
Yeah, it is weird. There's just a lot of. I thought so too, easy. And then, when the tail went away and it started, I mean, it looked like it slowed down to me, but that could be atmosphere too. But yeah, there's been all kinds of people buzzing about all of this because,
Well, there's been so much atmospheric the last few weeks.
mhm.
There's been so much, between the drones and the, UFO sightings and everything. And it seems like everywhere
help.
there's something. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to add that it doesn't help that they aren't giving us any straight answers. They're just like,
No,
it was the
because-
FAA.
Right, but it was like, okay, say, out over the fires, how many different things did we see
Mhm.
of, objects?
I
It's
literally
like,
have 4 more separate UFO videos just from the last week. New ones.
right. Yeah, and it just seems like there are all these sightings where stuff is happening. So you have to wonder if there's not some kind of correlation there.
I mean, there's strange stuff happening all over the world. I've got an article pulled up about a portal opening up in Scotland. It's weird stuff going on. It has been for a minute, though. It's been going on for a little while.
Yeah, I'll just kind of play these in the background. I don't think we need audio for any of them, but this is kind of similar to what we just looked at. But look how this one changes shapes.
That's Uranus.
It is blue.
Well, wait for it.
I'm awaiting. It's still a blue dot with a little light above it for the audio only listeners.
Yeah, the light above it maybe just be a
A reflection off the firmament. I agree.
yeah, like a lens thing.
Yeah.
But it does. I can fast forward it. Let's see.
That's a moon. That
So
looks
now-
like the screen you took a picture of.
It does. It looks very similar to what I saw. But it
Huh.
changed from like a crescent to a full circle in the video.
Yeah, and that's not a very long video for it just to be the planet changing positions.
It could a cloud cover maybe. I don't know.
I don't know neither. That one was a weird one.
It don't even matter if it was cloud cover because the shapeshift isn't the thing that concerns me about that. It's hundreds of those things that's been seen, and even you got one with your own camera that looks like nothing I've ever seen before. Like
mhm.
it looks like a portal.
I see that.
Maybe they're trying to abduct some fries or something.
I just caught what you said.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, once upon a time, they did have the best fries.
I mean, they're still good if you catch them on a good day, as long as they put the damn hot mustard in the bag. But I mean, they're still really good. I can see aliens coming to steal some McDonald's French fries.
I like the Sonic retro fries personally.
Yeah.
I like Sonic.
Landa, honey, just don't it. Just give it up. They're never gonna fix the ice cream machine.
What do you reckon that is?
Wow,
Well,
that's a lot.
not the thirst traps at the end, but
Why do you have a bunch of big booty women videos after
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
is Rachel?
I've never once scrolled on this, so I have no idea. Maybe that's what they're trying to lure you in with.
Or I agree.
Yep, I got busted. No, it definitely ain't mine. Or it'd be like, well, I don't want to throw that out there. Let me see. Okay, so different angle, same thing, different camera. Let me full screen it.
I mean, that's It's like fire in the sky.
Yeah.
What the?
This is in Arizona.
And that's where the Phoenix Lights happen, right?
Yep.
That's right. Phoenix is in Arizona. I know my astronomy.
Geography.
That's what.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't at least show this so that we can talk about it for a second. This is a short video, but and I don't know if you have heard about this. So apparently, they're uncovering stuff around LA right now that would allude.
Right. He brought up Easy Mac brought up the fires.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me share this one with audio.
Been visiting and talking to locals, and they found the help signs that seem to be easily accessed through a hole in the fence, which is right by a busy road. But on Google Maps, people spotted tunnels that no longer seem to be there. These two guys apparently went to the site and found big piles of rubble where the tunnels were. They found these air conditioning units still spinning, and they found these things that kind of look like cells. They also found a pile of stuff with toys, clothing, socks, some medication with like Spanish writing on it, and amongst a bunch of videotapes with Spanish writing on them, they found one tape that said, "Please present to another person." I'm keeping an eye out for updates from these.
So all of the video or the pictures and stuff, there was a bunch of help signs visible from different areas around Los Angeles like that, where the quote unquote tunnels from the aerial view would have been. And people are saying that it could have been like a human trafficking situation.
When it comes to those tunnels and stuff, I think it's in maybe Las Vegas, possibly, where they have the city underground, and it's where all the homeless like congregate and live. Like they literally set up a city under there. That's not really far fetched because even in the town where I live in, they're starting to set up like a tent city behind the Huddle House. So I mean, the tunnels there could have been occupied by the homeless because there's no lack of homeless people in California.
True, that's very true.
Morgana dropped.
Yeah, she might have had something going on.
Yeah. So it's really hard to say. I'm working on getting that email pulled up, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I was getting like an aquarium sounding noise. I don't know if you were getting that too.
Yeah, that we have that some around here too. Like I said, do you just have certain areas where you see, a lot of people congregating? Right up from where I work at, we've got like a strip mall, and then there's like almost like an alley back behind it, and there's also a Goodwill drop off and stuff, and they'll get back there between like the one building to the next, and then when people drop off stuff, they'll go through the blankets and clothes and stuff out.
Yeah. And I'm not saying like it totally was a human trafficking situation. I just think the aerial help signs don't make much sense.
Well, and like I said, there's been a lot of, I think, covering up of the fact that there are tunnel systems out there.
Yeah.
Because that's not just something you look up and, oh, yeah, they're talking openly about it and stuff.
Yeah.
Right here is the evidence, potential evidence of direct energy weapon on Easy Mac's channel on Rumble, actually. Right here. I'm going to kill the sound, though, because my computer sucks right now.
Make it big.
Make it big?
Yeah.
That's what she did. I couldn't help it.
Oh, yeah. That's wild looking.
That is crazy looking.
Because why else would that be there?
Yeah.
Like something punched through?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild, Easy. I definitely think there's something weird there. And the little blue.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
is.
what that is. That
Well, it looks
I'm-
like something punched through to me.
yeah. And at this point, is it any do we doubt any direct energy weapons at all? I don't. At
No.
this, there's so much evidence that shows they have stuff like that.
I also think too, back to the flight stuff for a second. You think about, like Morgana said, we've been bombarded with UFOs for 2 months, 3 months. We've been wildfires all over the place. There was just evacuations ordered in Western North Carolina. Wildfires in Western North Carolina in January is nuts.
Yeah.
And it's this, some of the same spots that have been hit by the hurricane. We had the hurricane. So we've literally been bombarded with thing after thing after thing. Our government just admitted they lost another like $1.5 trillion they can't account for. And the last time that happened, it was 9/11, baby.
The very next day.
So yeah, that's why I'm so like my ears perked up on the flight situation. Is like all of this stuff's going on, and you've got Lockheed Martin bragging about remote controlled Black Hawks. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, they're just not saying, not everything's a conspiracy. This could totally be, and it is tragic for the people who passed away. But I think there's just been so much doubt sowed over the last 6 months. The ability for our folks to even do anything about, like, to help people in need.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot of questions.
Yeah. But yeah, the people in Western North Carolina were told to leave immediately for an out of control wildfire this week. And as of Wednesday, I'm sure there's probably an update because we grab articles all week, but it was over 150 acres and 0% contained. And it made conditions with the wind extremely dangerous.
Everything is so saturated right now in this area. Like right out here beside my house, if you walk in at the ground, is extremely soft.
Sloppy. It's sloppy. Yeah.
And North Carolina has about the same wind, same weather patterns that we have here. I can only imagine it's extremely wet there. I don't see how a forest fire is cooking through right now. And fire season for like the Appalachians is fall.
I was going to say, yeah, because it's usually wet this time of the year in that area.
Like the dog days of summer is the fire warnings around here, like in Appalachia.
Right.
Let me see. The plane crash in Philadelphia this evening. Oh,
Larry.
Hit that up. Thanks for bringing that up, Larry. While Cecil's looking for that, I'll share some positive news. New York went 5 days without a shooting victim for the first time in 30 years.
Wow.
And it ended.
But 5 days,
Yeah, 5 days was the record.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. That's right. They can put up one of those signs now that says days since last shooting and see how long it goes before they start a trend.
Let me see. Philadelphia.
Well, speaking of shootings, while y'all are looking at that, did y'all hear about the woman in Houston that got arrested for deadly conduct with a firearm?
Ooh.
She was charged with accidentally shooting her 5-year-old while trying to shoot a dog.
Wow.
Said she and her child, her 5-year-old, and another family member were riding bikes down the street, and the dog ran out.
I got it, Cecil.
6 months old, a boxer puppy, and they caught all of this on video cam, door cam.
I'm glad you found it, totally, because they're already pulling this. Sorry, Morgana.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I've pulled up 2 videos so far, this in Philadelphia that Larry was talking about, and both videos are unavailable.
Check this out.
Oh,
That did look like a missile.
yes, it did.
That is crazy.
I mean, because the only other thing it could possibly be is a plane on fire crashing.
What?
Wow.
Play that one more time. Let me make this big on the big screen here. One more time.
Yeah, this is happening now, Easy.
Yeah, because I've tried to pull 3 videos now. I'm surprised you found that one. All 3 have already been removed. This is crazy.
Okay, the only thing that makes me think it could be a plane, look at that flash right there.
You mean what broke the sound barrier?
No, I mean, look at the flash, like almost like the lights that would be on a plane. Right there, it flashes.
That looks like it broke the sound barrier to me.
And Larry said that you see it at full speed.
Wow.
It sure does look like it could be a missile, but yeah, that's what I'm saying, Easy. It looks like you could see one of the navigation lights on the plane as it's going down, like one blink.
Wow.
Which, if it nosedived, like if somebody, like they could be going like, I don't even know what the Machs, but it could be going really, really fast. Like,
Damn.
yeah, I'm with you, Larry. Unless somebody maybe took it down.
Yeah. Oh no.
Like I forget the guy's name, but Sky King, the dude that stole the plane from I think Los Angeles and flew it, and then he ended up flying it nosedive into the ground.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that fast. It was a bigger plane.
Wow.
We'll see what happens. But like I said, the first 3 videos I tried to pull have already been stripped. So sorry to interrupt that story, Morgana. So
no, that was crazy.
Yeah, this is breaking.
That's breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's right. Sometimes you have to break in with the breaking news.
That's happening right now.
Yeah.
All right, so a woman has.
Yeah. So the dog, his name was Bruno, was a 6-month-old boxer puppy, and said that the guy that owns him opened his door because he started barking and he was expecting his brother to come over. So when he opens the door, Bruno goes running out, and the woman and her kid and this other guy were, riding their bikes. And before he got around the end of the car to go get the dog, shots are being fired.
Wow.
Well, said third shot, she starts screaming bloody murder because she realized that she has hit her 5-year-old in the stomach. She grazed the pup on the leg, but and the son is doing okay. They said that he is in the hospital. He is stable. He's past anything life-threatening, but they have charged her, and she's out on bail with what was it? Make sure I get this right. With deadly conduct with a firearm.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they got, they charged the dog owner with a misdemeanor because his dog was loose. But I mean, evidently, my understanding is that they've had a little bit of friction because she does not like the dog. Mm-hmm. But it's a 6-month-old puppy and it's acting like a puppy.
Yeah.
Thankfully, nobody was, killed because it very easily could have gone that way.
Well, while you're doing that, so a commercial plane in a nosedive could reach speeds 700 miles an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
the aftermath of it right now. So they've got the aftermath. They got the aftermath of this. But they're not getting anybody get closer.
Do you see plane parts?
Not that close. All you see is smoke right now. That's wild. But
and evidently it went into a residential neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you. Easy said that it's gone from 24 hours to 10 minutes. I mean, every week we're bringing more stories than we have time to cover. Like we've been like taking intermittent Saturday episodes just to catch up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely revisit this Philadelphia plane crash when there's more going on, because right now this is still like happening. Right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. Set up. Homes are on fire. And yeah.
Speaking of Saturday, are we doing anything tomorrow? I never did ask.
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to do the
North Hollywood?
yeah.
Or we'll do the North Hollywood shootout. It's from beginning to end of one of the biggest shootouts and most notorious bank robberies in history.
Yes. Sometimes we like to take, I mean, we do long form stuff sometimes, topics. So we've been wanting to cover the North Hollywood shootout, barring anything crazy, like insane happening between now and tomorrow. We'll cover the North Hollywood shootout tomorrow night.
What time?
8 Eastern.
But I'm sorry, the plane thing completely derailed that last story. Did the little girl survive?
Hey, Nick.
The little boy, yes. He is stable and he is past life threatening.
Good.
So they think he's going to be okay.
Good.
Awesome.
So yes, like I said, could have gone so much worse, but use common sense, people. I realize common sense is not very common, but try.
Yeah.
If a dog is attacking a child and you're going to shoot it, first off, I don't condone killing animals and stuff, but if back of the neck, side to the head, like that's you don't shoot wildly.
Right.
Bullets don't have.
And that was the thing is, what got the child was a ricochet.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hey, Alan.
I mean, hey, Alan. But yeah, so like I said, I agree with you, Cecil. I mean, you want to get me worked up, talk about hurting an animal, but if it comes down between an animal and a child, there's no question there.
Yeah.
But this seemed like it was a puppy playing.
Yes, that's exactly from what it looked like. He was not barking viciously like he was going after somebody. He sounded like a puppy.
Yeah.
Oh, before we sign off, what's happening on Weird Awakenings tonight?
Tonight we have a guest on Weird Awakenings. Anybody that listening, if you're interested in the paranormal, we have a special guest. She is a paranormal investigator and the owner of a notoriously haunted house in Georgia. It's called the Fuller Monroe Reed House. Her name is Jody Pillarella. I hope I'm saying her name right. I'll let you say her name on the show. But it's in 15 minutes on the Weird Realities Network, Weird with a Y. You can find us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, at Weird Realities, Weird with a Y. She is actually on location in this house.
Yep.
Yeah, we are. We are. I saw Easy commented. He's like, it was 38 minutes. It was 38 minutes.
But I'll tell you what,
it was so good once it was going, though.
Yeah, after the 38 minutes, the show was great.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was.
I love that guy more. I love that guy more than I love my mom.
But yeah, if you're interested in asking a paranormal investigator questions, because it's a live chat just like this, come over and join us in 15 minutes. And we probably need to cut because
oh yeah,
we need to welcome her.
Yeah. So tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time if you want to hear about the North Hollywood shootout that occurred in the early 90s. It was a good one. I did a lot of research for this, and like Tully, I did it from beginning to end because Tully does all our research anymore because it's pointless to do anything because he sends 200 articles a week.
And he does so good.
It's a lot going on.
And tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, wherever you're tuning in now.
Follow us on Rumble.
Follow us on Rumble. Follow us on Twitters. YouTube, you can, I guess. I don't really care about YouTube. One day they'll ban us, and I'll be like, finally. But
David Pilates called our YouTube weak. He said, "Is this you? Is this you?"
But
well,
that's a badge of honor, though. If you don't know who David is, Google him. We would love
There
to
you
talk
go.
to him, but
he doesn't want to talk to us.
He's embarrassed of our YouTube numbers.
He's all right. I get it. I wouldn't come on either.
But, people don't understand what the word indie means.
But yeah, come on over to Weird Awakenings. I think I might pop in.
You should.
We would love you to pop in.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching us, because we are watching you.
That's true.